My name is Ruth Palmer and I've lived in Christchurch most of my life except for 34 years on a farm at Leithfield. I don't know how old I was, probably about 8 or 9. During the war, we had a batch at South Brighton, right out on the sandhills, and it was a tremendous. There again, I was terribly lucky because I had all the SBUT was a wilderness, and Rocking Horse Road was just a grass track through the sandhills. And people used to go down there learning to drive and picnics and that. But the beach, we more or less had the beach to ourselves. There was never anybody much there. And during the war, the Sumner Home Guard came over in droves to South Brighton, and I really didn't understand what they were doing, but we just went on playing and swimming regardless. But my father was quite friendly with some of the men. He knew them through business, and they used to come to our place for morning tea. My mother was very good at making scones. But they bulldozed all the sandhills flat from the SBUT right down, probably about the South Brighton Surf Club. There were no sandhills at all. And they put anti-aircraft guns sticking up in the air, which were trunks of trees. They looked like an anti-aircraft gun, but they were only wood. And this apparently was to frighten the Japanese away. And my father kept a very, very hard, knobbly piece of wood behind the door to frighten off any Japs that might come. That didn't please me too much. I probably didn't even know what a Jap was. But there really was quite a bad feeling about during the war, because so many of the men were overseas, and this was trying, I suppose, to protect in case there was an invasion in Christchurch. But gradually the sandhills grew again, and you would never know now. And they also had concrete gun turrets every now and again along the beach, where the soldiers would have a turn, and then they had a little narrow piece to look out at the sea, watching this coast. And there was an awful thing down at South Brighton. We used to call them hoppers. They were some sort of spider that jumped, and they loved getting into these gun turrets, so we didn't go into them anyway for fear of these spiders.